Okay, so this is the filling machine, Flexicon. We have PF6 model filler here. So as you can see, the setup is simple. So your drug will be located here. So your drug batch could be in a bag or maybe in a bottle. In our case, we'll use a bottle, and then it's connected with the tubing, maybe silicone tubing, which runs through this peristaltic pump, and it's going to go here. On the other side, there's that little filler. So that which will be located above the empty vial. Okay, and you can program this machine so maybe each fill could give like based on maybe 10 mil volume or 5 mil volume. You can program it. Okay, so what you can do as an operator will be place this inside of a biosafety hood, and one person be sitting next to the vials, and maybe you need to aseptically switch out the vial, maybe place it under the filling nozzle, and then maybe when it's filled, and switch out this one with the unfilled vial. So one operator will do that aseptically, and the next operator will be sitting next to the this person, and we place a rubber stopper on top of it aseptically. Maybe use a tweezer, and they'll be placed there. And once the stopper is placed, and then you'll push away to the third person, which will maybe place the aluminum seal cap on top of it. And then once the aluminum seal cap is placed, you can crimp it to seal it up. So it's going to be a streamlined 3-man operation. So you need a group of 3 people doing this. Okay, so that's what it is. Let's see. So YouTube, I tried to show you this, but somehow the video wasn't working on the vendor's website. Okay, so I'm not going to show you that. So each group may be made up with 3 operators together. We'll try to aseptically fill about 30 vials together. So aseptic filling is very important. So you will demonstrate your aseptic skill through this process. And then, so it's a group operation. So aseptic filling, and then stoppering and sealing. Okay, and the sealing, when you do it, you need to be careful. You need to cream well, so you cannot under cream or over cream, so that could generate a lot of defects. We'll talk about that inspection later on. And then so it's a streamlined process. You need a teamwork for this. Okay, so here's the instruction for how you set it up. So hopefully the filling machine will be placed in the biosafety hood with the sterilized tubings and everything. You just need to hook them up. So you'll be given it the container filled with LB solution broth. So that is pre-sterilized before or pre-sterilized. So aseptic operation is group. So it's already sterilized. So you need to fill that sterilized medium into a sterilized vial. That's what you need to do. So then let's see. So when you set up the tubing lines, you need to follow this instruction. So there's a double split intake. The 2 tubings are split, and that they should be placed inside of the LV. And then that split tubing will be placed in the peristaltic pump, and then they will merge together. And then that merged tubing will go into the filling nodule. Okay, so and the filling nodule will be placed in a clamp holder on a stand, ring stand. So on that ring stand, your vial should be placed. Okay, so read over that. It'll tell you how you set it up, the tubing and the filling machine. Before you do the filling, of course, you have to wash the system with UFI aseptically. So how you wash it? So place that UFI bottle on the feeding end. So your filling machine will try to feed the UFI water. So that's how you can wash the tubing line and everything, and the filling nodule as well. So press the pump and go, and so about 50 ml of UFI will go through your tubing lines and the nozzle. So this to try to clean up your tubing. Okay, once UFI wash is done, and aseptically transfer the feeding tubes from UFI container to the LB medium. Okay, and then before filling vials, tubing should be primed with LB. Okay, so priming meaning so the tubing that had the UFI the UFI should be replaced with LB medium. That's what it means. So press prime button on the machine to get the LB solution placed into the tubing. Okay, so you need to do that. And once that's done, you're going to start your filling operation. So again, you're going to fill about 30 vials. Each vial will be filled with about 10 ml of your LV solution. Okay, so again, the filling operator is responsible for switching out the vials onto the filling nodule. Okay, you do that aseptically, and make sure that there's nothing going over that open the vial once it's filled. That will cause a contamination. So there's about 3-second delay between each filling and the next filling. So during this 3 seconds, you switch out the vial. That's what you need to do. Once the first vial is placed into the filling position, then press the dispense button, and that will start the program. And then press go. Then filling of 30 vials will start. Once the entire operation is done, and you stop the machine will stop automatically. If the filling should be stopped before the entire program is done, under emergency condition, you can press the stop button to pause the filling operation. If whatever the error is taken care of, you can resume. Then just press that go button. Then you can continue. Okay. So the second person will be stoppering, meaning the rubber stopper will be placed on top of the filled vials. So you do that aseptically again using a tweezer. And then after stopper is placed, and then pass that stoppered vial to the crimping operator, who will be placing and crimping the aluminum crimp on the vial. So crimper is important as well, because he will do the sealing. So this streamlined operation will be done by 3 people, okay, for all 30 vials. So after filling operation is done, so of course the tubings and everything will be washed again with UFI. So you have to replace the feeding tubes into the UFI container again, and then rinse out by pressing the pump and go. About 100 ml of UFI will go through. That's how you can wash it. And press prime to drain it. So those things. Okay. So at the end of filling and sealing operation, so each group will have about 30 vials filled and sealed, right? So between the groups, so maybe 2 groups, I want you to do some inspections to identify defects. Okay, so you will exchange your filled vials between the groups, and the groups will inspect the vials filled by the other group. Okay, so what kind of things you need to look for? Any spillage. Okay, was there, the filling happened accurately? Did some, the LB came out of the vial? Or any splash or over underfilled. Okay, 10 ml should be the volume, but externally was it filled less or more than 10 ml? Okay, any misplaced or jammed stopper should be pushed in all the way. If it's not placed well inside, or maybe jammed in the corner, that's a defect, major defect. Any under or over crimps, meaning any aluminum seal should be pressed in using a crimper. If you under crimp, meaning it's not tightly sealed, then leakage may happen. If you over crimp, the crimp is damaged, then that's a cosmetic defect. Okay, and vials with any of such condition will be considered as defects. You identify those. So see how many defects you can identify out of 30 filled vials. Okay, after defects been inspected, then we will incubate all those filled vials at 37-degree incubator. So 37 degrees in Celsius is what? It's a good conditions to grow any bacterial cells on the growth medium. So if there was any contamination, what's going to happen? Things will start to grow, double. They will divide, and you will see a lot of cells growing. So then they will tell you if there was any contamination or not. Okay, so at the end of the lab, so this is a form you need to fill out. So number of defects identified. Okay, so categories of defects. So after the incubation, was there anything that's contaminated? How many vials were contaminated? Write down number. Any under or overfilled vials? the volume check, any spillage during the filling. Did it happen? A stopper defect. Did they make it into the right space, or maybe did they not push it in all the way? Okay, and crimp defect or under over crimping happen. Other operational errors. Have you observed anything gone wrong during the filling operation? So identify all the defects, okay, and then comment on those. So fill out this form. So that's part of your lab write-up. Okay.